Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
A quiet night across southeast Michigan, but in a few hours that could change. The forewarned weather team tracking rain and a chance for severe weather tomorrow. With strong winds, hail, and flooding possible, we're declaring tomorrow a forewarned weather alert day. Thanks for being with us, everybody. I'm Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillian. Also on the table is the chance for a tornado. So let's get right over to Kim Adams. Timing it all out with a forewarned forecast. Could be a pretty busy day tomorrow, Kim.
It will definitely be a busy day, especially in the afternoon and the evening, as some of the storms that develop could become severe with winds over 60 miles per hour, also large hail, heavy rain, and an isolated threat for a tornado. But that's the same threat we had last week when on Friday we had an EF0 tornado form over Lexington. So we can't rule out isolated tornadoes tomorrow, but the majority of storms that develop will just contain high winds, large hail, and heavy rain. So the entire area is under a slight risk for severe weather. This is a level higher than some parts of Metro Detroit were last night. Last night, if you were watching, the northern part of Oakland and Macomb counties up into the Thumb were under a level 1. Now the Storm Prediction Center bumped us up to a level 2 for the day tomorrow. So for the weather story, showers and thunderstorms are likely. We've got that severe potential, and then the weekend comes around and looks pretty nice. But I'm going to time out the chance for storms for you hour by hour and tell you what you can expect in just a couple of minutes.
New at 11 tonight, call it fate, luck, being in the right place at the right time. A man discovers 2 infants abandoned behind a high school in Madison Heights.
Police say it's under investigation, but confirm 2 children had a note with them. Megan Woods joins us live. Megan, in the summer, not many people sitting around at a school.
Kimberly, that's right. And this is a rainy Saturday afternoon. A driving school instructor walks to this entrance to try and take a bathroom break. But before he can get to that point, he hears a noise coming from behind this wall.
I know that whoever did this, they were in a bad situation. And then I also feel bad for the young kids because I don't know how long they were there for.
Lamphere High School is a meeting location for official driving school. Before swapping students for a session, John Bellier and a student went inside for a bathroom break.
And when I came over here, I'm listening, I'm like, it's like a weird noise, like 2 cats fighting. I'm like, something's wrong. And so I started making loud noises, kind of scare them off. And I'm like, that's not cats. I'm like, that sounds like a baby. So as I walked over, I looked over here and I didn't see nothing. And so I walked over where I heard the noise from over in the corner, and then around behind that wall is where the 2 infants were at.
He says the smallest one was in a car seat with a cover and blanket. The other looked to be around 1 year old.
The one that's screaming, I want to say, kind of saved her brother, sister, whoever, because if I don't hear that noise, I don't go over around here and see them.
He calls 911 and Madison Heights Police and Fire Department respond immediately. Police are investigating the incident, but John can't help but to think, how desperate can someone be to feel this is their only option?
You know, with the safe haven law and things, there's a better way of, when you're not able to do something and you have to make a harsh decision, there's a better way to do this.
John says any other time he would have stopped at a different location to go to the bathroom, so he can't help but to continue to think if he wouldn't have stopped here that maybe those children would be here until Monday. So it's important to remember, if there's a family out there that is struggling, there is a Michigan database full of resources from diapers to rental assistance, and we'll put that information on clickondetroit.com. Back to you.
You know, Megan, John, he mentioned those safe haven laws, and we've done stories about those laws. Does that apply in this situation?
So it's still all under investigation, but Madison Heights Police and Fire Department, they are drop-off locations for safe haven laws, but that is for children who are born within 72 hours.
And one of the children, as he said, looked about 1 year old. Okay. Megan, we appreciate it.
Story. It is multiple felony charges for Michigan's 16 GOP fake electors. While the charges are big national news, the question now is what's next? Mara McDonald live downtown. She's been talking with legal experts about whether or not this makes it to trial. What are you hearing, Mara?
Devin, they say no. They think all of this ends in pleas. Let me show you how it got to this point. It was December of 2020. Biden had been declared the winner of Michigan. And as in all other presidential elections, the winning party's electors meet in Lansing in the Michigan Senate to sign the paperwork giving the state's electoral votes to the winner. Well, the Democrats did just that. But a group of Republicans tried to claim they were the state's true electors, that Trump won Michigan. Michelle Lundgren was one of them.
We were duped.
Lundgren has maintained from the start, when the group got together in the basement of the GOP offices the night before the electors were supposed to meet, she didn't know that's what was going on. But the state AG's office maintains in their charges all 16 knew what was going on, including a former vice chair of the party, Michonne Maddock, current party official Marion Sheridan, and others. As a matter of fact, Maddock and Lundgren showed up at the Capitol trying to get in the next day to be electors and were turned away. The chair of the Michigan GOP in 2020 was Laura Cox, who says there was even a scheme to have these so-called fake electors sleep overnight hidden in the Capitol and then show up to vote. She told them it was a terrible idea. Both the state and feds have been investigating what went down, but it's Nessel who leveled the charges. These felonies carry the potential of 14 years in prison. Back here live. So why do legal experts think this whole thing ends in plea deals? It's really simple. Juries are unpredictable things. If you're a defendant, do you really want to gamble with the possibility of a 14-year felony? And on the other side, if you're the AG and her staff, do you want to take a chance of taking one of these things to trial? These are high-profile charges. I mean, we're talking blasts from the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, the whole thing. Do you want to take a chance of taking this to a jury and getting a not guilty verdict? Also, remember what those 2020 election results looked like in Michigan. This was a tight race here. And there are still many Michiganders who, despite all the audits and all the rest of it, do believe in election conspiracies. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
All of that is going to be so fascinating to watch as we move forward. All right, Mara.
A woman faces one of the men accused of sexually assaulting her after she tried meeting up with him to sell a PlayStation 4. 27-year-old Dakari Hayes is accused of sexually assaulting the 24-year-old Detroit woman who was selling the gaming system on Facebook Marketplace. Prosecutors say Hayes was the buyer, and he showed up to her apartment near I-75 and Warren Avenue. He allegedly pulled a knife on her and sexually assaulted her, then called a friend to come pick him up, and he brought that person into the apartment, and that person also assaulted her. Hayes will now face trial. New tonight, Rocket Companies is offering buyouts to some of its employees. Officials say workers were offered a career transition incentive that includes 3 to 6 months pay, compensation for a banked PTO, and stock options. The Detroit News reports employees have until July 26 to decide if they will take this offer. Those who accept would have their last day on August 11th. A new law will allow alcohol sales at college sporting events in Michigan.
Athletic departments at Michigan State University and University of Michigan, now 11, joining the 11 other schools in the Big Ten Conference that allow the sale of alcohol. The bill allows for the licensing of all Michigan public universities to sell alcohol at football, basketball, and hockey games. Sales are permitted 1 hour before the start of a game, and then sales cut off when the game ends.
An orange barrel alert tonight for drivers using I-75 this weekend. Starting Friday at 11 p.m., I-75 will be closed in both directions between I-696 and Square Lake Road to remove the traffic shift there. Crews will begin closing ramps starting at 9 p.m. Friday. Right now, both directions of I-75 share the northbound lanes between 696 and 13 Mile. Southbound 75 will be on its normal alignment by 5 a.m. Monday, and the northbound side will be open as well. All right, a whopping $1 billion up for grabs in tonight's Powerball jackpot.
So if you got your tickets moments ago, the winning numbers were drawn, and here they are. 7, 10, 11, 13, 24. The Powerball is 24, and the multiplier tonight is 2. We'll see if this ends this long climb toward $1 billion.